please stand for the pledge? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Welcome back after our Christmas break and to our new meeting time and date. Today is Tuesday, January 11, 2022, and the time being 5:30 p.m. The meeting of the Greensburg Board of Works is called to order at this time. Please silence all electronic devices to comply with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. The city requests that participants in this meeting complete a voluntary anonymous survey that's available on the table in the back of the room. Amy, would you please call the roll?
Jamie Kane.
Here.
Karen G. Rust. Here. Rodney King.
Here.
Glenn Teddy.
Here.
You should have received a copy of the December 6, 2021 minutes in your packet. Any additions, edits, or corrections to those? If not, would take a motion to approve those as presented.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made by Jamie, seconded by Glenn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Abstain.
D abstains. Special session meeting of December 15, 2021. You also received those. Any edits or additions or corrections?
Make a motion we approve.
Motion's been made by Jamie. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Glenn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Abstain.
D abstains. There being no old business, we will go to new business. We have Ashley Schwering with us this evening to discuss the Decatur County Girl Scouts Cookie Crumbles 5K. Good evening.
Good evening. So it should be in your packets. I was a little delayed. I apologize on that. Work's been a little crazy, but we had the first annual Cookie Crumbles 5K last year sponsoring Decatur County Girl Scouts. It rocked even though we were in the middle of a pandemic. I thank everybody's volunteers that came out and supported us and the people that just came and walked or ran it. We raised well over $1,600, which was phenomenal with us being in the middle of the health crisis that we're experiencing, even continuing on to now. We're hoping to do that again this year on Saturday, March 19th. The same route, same crosswalks. The only addition that we're having this year is that now I have a specific safety coordinator who he has got in contact with the chief of police, and they've already discussed the ins and outs of it. We're going to have a crosswalk guard at all 5 stops or crossings. There will be somebody there that is CPR and first aid certified, as well as a volunteer. That way there's 2 people at every crosswalk. This year we're also adding in walkie-talkies. That way we have communication back at base just in case something is to happen out on the track. Other than that, it's pretty much the same. Everything went smooth. No roads will have to be shut down. We're just keeping it on the walking trail.
What date and time?
Oh, sorry. It's going to be Saturday, March 19th of this year. It will start at 9 a.m. and typically it ended around noon last year by the time all set up in or tear down.
And how many participants did you have last year?
We had 50 last year.
You expect that many or more this year?
Potentially more. This year we attempt to expand it out to other girls in the surrounding areas. We've got a badge approved for it and going to kind of focus on health and mental awareness. Kind of just drag that into just a little bit.
Who's your safety coordinator?
His name is Chris Blado.
Board, any questions? Chief, you okay with all that? Thumbs up from the back for the record. If not, I appreciate the use of the trail. First of all, I think that's a great way to use it, and I also appreciate you not asking for a bunch of police assistance to shut down roads.
We were trying to make it simple.
Yeah, so we appreciate that. Board, any other questions? If not, we'd take a motion to, I guess, approve this. I'm not really sure because there's no road closures. An opinion on that?
You probably don't
Right.
technically need one, but because it is going to be exclusively utilizing the
Shopping
public
traffic.
trail for a while. I would say be.
We're crossing
would-
Big Blue as well, and that
Be
seemed to be a
crossing
high
traffic.
traffic area last year,
I
so
would,
we just
I would still
wanted.
recommend one even without closure.
Speaking to their safety coordinator today, they do plan on using stop signs at the crosswalks to stop traffic. So I think it would be wise to go ahead and do that.
Perfect, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion's been made by Glenn, seconded by Dee. All those in favor signify by saying.
Motion was made by
Oh,
Dr.
sorry. Motion was made by Rodney, seconded by Dee. All
We
those,
look alike.
no comment. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed. Thank you. Be sure to let Kristen know, and we can put that information up on the sign at Lincoln and Main as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Chief Stoermer with the Fire Department internal promotions. Good evening, Chief.
Evening. Good evening, Board. Coming to you to approve 3 internal promotions, one to Assistant Chief, one to Captain, and then one to Lieutenant. Starting in September of last year, these individuals underwent a series of interviews, technical, oral, and written exams in fire and emergency services. Those scores were combined to hit thresholds that we had set internally. And these candidates did that. So for pay purposes as well as administrative purposes, I would ask permission or your approval to go ahead and see forth these promotions.
Just a question, so is this replacing certain members or by others relieving, or you
So we had a retirement in the assistant chief ranks last year or a year before, I'm not even sure. That was never filled. So these are not newly created positions. These are just people taking steps forward to move in. So the captain and the assistant chief were previous officers and just promoted up in rank, and then the lieutenant came from the private to that. So to get into the system to be able to promote, they have to start as a firefighter to a lieutenant.
So they're replacing people who have retired?
They're replacing and filling empty spots. Yes, there no new positions were created during this cycle.
They all have been they've been working in some of these roles.
That is correct. They have to have 5 years of experience at least. 4 years of experience to be a lieutenant, 6 years to be a captain, and 8 years to be an assistant chief. So they all have time and grade on, as well as some of these individuals have been filling in an interim basis anyways, to keep operations moving forward.
Would you like to name the individuals?
I can. It's
Public recognition.
It's Curtis Lewis going from captain to assistant chief, Troy Harmon going from lieutenant to captain, and then Jared Prentice went from private to lieutenant. So they have, the first of the year, they started their new assignments on different shifts from what they originally worked on, and starting to get their feet wet currently.
Anything else for the chief? If not, we'll take a motion to approve those 3 promotions as presented. Motion's been made by Rodney, seconded by Jamie. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed. Congratulations to all 3 of them. We look forward to their leadership in the department going forward. And you also, go ahead.
Are any of those gentlemen with us this evening?
They are not.
Give them our congratulations.
Will do. We will have a ceremony for them as we did last year in March. We wait till our 1-year probation come off, then they will do that. So administratively and things, they've got their helmets, but we will do a badge pinning with their families and public recognition further on down the line, probably around March or April or so we'll be able to do that.
You also had something else you wanted to ask.
That is correct. One thing that was not on the agenda, met with the mayor today and have been working on it over the holidays, is the creation of a working group for the fire station project. As you know, we have had our study. We have had time to hopefully digest that study, and we are ready to move forward. Part of the timeline is really from our financial professional services, kind of driving financing and when it's available and how to do that. And within this first quarter, we have to meet certain criteria to keep moving forward. So with that, the mayor and I have talked, and we're going to create a working group that will consist of a member of the Board of Works, 2 members of the fire department, the mayor, and then 1 to 2 members of the city council. So these meetings will be probably during the day, during the week with our professional services, probably anything from Reedy Financial to architects to potential landowners that we may solicit. So I guess I'm asking, is anybody interested?
I'm interested.
Please.
I said I am interested. I don't know if anyone else would be.
Well, we're all interested.
Doesn't make any difference.
I'll leave it to you guys then to discuss. We're trying to keep the numbers low enough that so we don't hit quorums is why we're not many members. But I would say that examples would be is, you know, as this body does the contracts, then you'll be working with city council on financing and budgeting and things like that, as to approval and things like that. Because we are, I believe the mayor and I both, we are ready to move forward, probably start meeting I'm on vacation next week, the week after when I get back, and really start moving forward as we've already hit February.
About how long do you think these meetings, like over the next couple months, or do you hoping it would be sooner?
It could be anywhere, I would say, D, I would just estimate, depending on what we're doing, it could be just the initial, once ground's broken, it goes away, or through the whole construction project. To be safe, I would say probably for the next 18 months as we work through construction and everything else. Try to limit change orders, but as this body knows, change orders do happen. It would be best to have that group that can keep in touch and things like that versus disbanding and having to still have to go through the proper channels, but having that communication lines a little bit closer to us.
If members want to talk about that amongst themselves, either after the meeting or just in the next few days, you can always let us know who would like to serve in that capacity. Any questions for the chief on that? Okay. Thank you.
You have a question?
No.
Okay.
I'm just sitting there thinking a lot of things. I have plenty of questions.
Okay, I was just saying,
Not
right
much
there, I
brought
can
up there.
see it, I
Yeah.
can see it, but I wasn't sure. Okay, all right, thank you then.
Thank you. Final thing, also kind of in the working group committee conversation, I think it'd be good if we started the conversation about health insurance. This is something that comes up mid-year for us, even though we budget for it in December, because we start looking at plans for the next year. And we obviously have a very good health insurance plan. We offer a great benefit to our employees of $1 a year premium insurance for non-public safety individuals. So I think that we probably need someone from this group and probably the city council again to sort of go through this working group subcommittee on health insurance. The county went through this a couple years ago to pretty good success of finding long-term planning opportunities in their health insurance plan. So again, another opportunity if one of you would like to serve in that capacity, talk about that over the next few days, and then we'll try to roll that going forward. Questions about that? If not, you all received a copy of your claims. Any questions on that? If not, we take a motion to approve those as presented. Motion's been made by D. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Glenn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. As a note of procedural matters, we have had a 15-minute Board of Works meeting, and this year we tried to put the meetings closer together, but the City Council meetings will not start until 6:30 or upon the conclusion of this meeting. So if this meeting runs until 6:45, then the Board of Works would start shortly after that, the City Council would start after that, but we will not start before 6:30. Anything else to come before the board? If not, take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion's been made. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Thanks, everyone.